May 15th, 2014. Guys, this is something I've been talking about. We mentioned it on the show, and I talked about it in the video about the Pope. But the global bond yields are on a deep slide, taking the 10-year Treasury to a level not seen since October, well before the Fed began winding down an easy money program. Remember the taper? It's been a false prop up for the stock markets. The common themes are accommodating central bankers, as always, and concerns about growth. In the U.S., a short position in treasuries continues to support the market as investors are forced to cover with each notch higher. What they're saying is this short selling, guys, is they're temporarily propping up with a small gain because they know they're not going to make the big gain, and this is very temporary. It says it's the 10-year treasury is charted on a parallel course to the German bond, which is yielding 1.30. The 10-year broke below the psychological 2.50%. Guys, 2 weeks ago, it was a 2.58 low that they were worried about, saying this is worrying stock traders who fear it's signaling a weaker economy. The economy's been weak, but this is a drop. They can no longer prop this false system up. It says the selling in stocks and a surge of buying in bonds, driving interest rates dramatically lower. Accelerated Thursday after negative reports on manufacturing and housing, two key legs of the economy. Think about it. It says the S&P sectors were in red, led by consumer discretionary and energy. It says Walmart stood out. And listen, because when Walmart disappoints, it's the major market as far as the consumers in the world. It's a world thing. It says the Dow has fallen 200 points, dragged by Walmart and Goldman Sachs. Key banker, Goldman Sachs is in a lot of things like Corexant that they sprayed on the Gulf. Remember, he destroys those that destroy the earth. Walmart was in with Harry Reid. Okay, S&P and NASDAQ were down 1%. The CBO volatility index, these are key. It says consider the best gauge of fear, and the market shot up 10%. Now, where's this leading to? When the markets collapse around the world, led by Walmart, the #1 market. And I did a video about this last week, and the Pope is asking now for the one world money system to get that mark ready. Are you listening? Now, we've got some other events very important. We know Turkey's in turmoil with riots, but in Vietnam, the mobs are burning and looting foreign-owned factories as they following large protests by workers against China's recent placement of an oil rig in disputed Southeast Asian waters. And they're kind of on the brink of a little war about this over there. But it says the whole industrial zone looks like it was smashed by a typhoon. Now, last but not least, the most important event possibly in recent American history starts tomorrow in Washington. If you guys are close enough to drive there, drive there. It's peaceful. They're going to have a big prayer meeting at the Washington Monument on Sunday. So you prayer warriors, if you can't be there, go online and join them. It's going to be a lot of live feeds. If you can be there, show some support. Now, we see again the turmoil worldwide. We've seen the current government ignore the Constitution. And I'm very disappointed in the so-called online patriots that have been so gung-ho for years about everything, about changing the government. But now they're running like roaches when the lights are turned on. You guys know who I'm talking about. You're saying it's not safe, it's a trap, don't do it. It's not a trap if it's done right. But also, you can only go so far before the grip is so tight you cannot ever get out from under it. But you guys, again, you know who I'm talking about. You so-called online patriots, disappointing. You say you shouldn't do it until America repents, so God will be on our side. The patriots that are going have repented, and they have asked God to be on their side. And if you guys think about what you're saying, then if you're going to wait, in other words, if you're going to wait for the U.S. government to repent that doesn't even believe in the Bible, it'll be a long day in hell. So get behind this. I'm going to do an update on American Spring this afternoon with the links to different videos if you're not familiar with it. Again, if you can be there, Just send out cell phone images and do live stream things because that protects the people there. The grip of oppression is almost all the way around us. The next step are the FEMA camps. The next step is martial law. Heads up, be safe.